I do know that there are a lot of my paranormal stuff is doing really good, and I am open to answering any kind of questions about that kind of stuff. Paranormal, spooky, witchy. I am actually going to be doing Witchy Wednesdays on passes. Kind of just like talking about like protection and like kind of like the basics if you want to get started. I, however, will not be teaching you guys spells because for me personally, I think that spells, witchcraft is a craft. And like you can follow something to get like an idea of it, but you should make your own. Also, no, I'm not a Christian. I am pagan. I am polytheistic, which means I believe in multiple deities, multiple gods. Have I watched Supernatural? I have watched up to season 2.5, and then I got distracted. But I am gonna watch it again because I got a friend that I think he starts in season 5, and I want to see him again in it. What's a haunted location you've always wanted to explore? Ooh. I am kind of curious about the Conjuring house. Like, I know that basically every single ghost hunter has gone to it, and they've gotten experiences, and that's great. I haven't retained much information about it, so I kind of want to go and see what vibes I get. I believe in astrology because of how stories lined up with how things could have happened in the Bible. Yeah, pretty much. What you'll notice is most mythologies or folklore of things like that each kind of have their own version of how things happened. And how I see it is there's different timelines, and every single one could be true. It just depends what timeline you're in. You tried summoning Satan when you were 9, and you're not sure if he's been following you. If you're not sure, he hasn't been following you. Infernals have a very different energy. I myself have, I think, encountered very briefly one, and it was just because my friend was working with him at the time. He just showed up, and anyway, you would know. With paranormal stuff, I'm in the middle of belief, like I haven't some doubt. That's okay, you can be like half skeptic. That's cool. There's even times where, even with all this stuff I've seen, I'm like, I'm definitely making this up. Like I have to be making this up. And then something will happen, I'm like, never mind. The other night, King got woken up. So our bed, how am I gonna put this? Wall, bed, door. Okay? King had his back turned to the door and woke up to somebody doing that, like really hard. He grabbed me in the middle of the night and was like, just poke me? And I was like, no. And I just grabbed his hand and that was it. Went to New Orleans, found some history stuff, but the tour was pretty bland and don't keep people engaged. See, I'm hesitant. There's tons of places that like, oh, we do haunted tours, ghost tours. I don't trust it. Like, I can't imagine, like, you're profiting off of a specific tour that you're giving that's supposed to feel haunted. How am I sure that you're, like, the lights aren't on a timer, or there's, like, a fan that blows a gust of wind, or there's a brick that's supposed to fall specifically on time? Like, there's too many coincidences that can happen in a ghost tour where I'm just like, this is almost insulting. When I go to ghost hunts, absolutely, yeah. I would like to do some collaborations. Yeah, well, a big thing that happens, so it's not that someone will tell me it's not real. It's that when I start staring off into somewhere and I get like a look on my face apparently, and I do this thing where I'll rub my hand. I think it's a version of like how I ground myself, but I'll just rub like this and I just look, and then someone who knows me is like, don't tell me. I don't want to know. They just don't want to know. What would make you stay absolutely not from any paranormal activity, like turn away? I think if anything, would try to hurt someone that I was around. You know, say if I went ghost hunting with hubby and something tried to hurt him, absolutely not relieving. Because at the end of the day, yes, I'm more susceptible to it because I see them when you see them, they see you. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you notice me? And it's like, ha! Because some people, especially skeptics, tend to poke and prod a little bit too much, they can get hurt, and that would piss me off, and that would make me turn away. Do you believe in vampires? Absolutely! Absolutely, I believe in vampires. I believe in vampires, mermaids, werewolves. I just think that they hid, or that the government's hiding them. You can't prove to me that they're not there. Oh, but there's no proof there is, but there's no proof there isn't. I raise you that. Most people don't believe me anyway, until something happens. This is the funniest thing, okay? As someone who can see, hear, and feel spirits, ghosts, whatever you want to call them, nobody believes me until some fuck shit happens. Until, like, a bottle falls off the top, and they're like, Queen. I'm like, yeah, I got it. I'll help. And then I cleanse, and then all of a sudden they're like, that was so stupid. That was probably, like, the wind. I'm like, oh, it's the wind? In your basement? With the windows closed? The wind? Yeah? Okay. Sure, it's the wind. Would you ever visit the Goatman Bridge? Absolutely. I would, absolutely. I have a list of already 10 locations to do, and a few of them are in Scotland when hubby and I go next month. I just need to ask them if it's okay. I mean, it's like, oh, we're hunting for ghosts, and I'm just kind of like, hey, we're gonna go see if some stuff is here. What would you do if you turned into a vampire? Be the hottest, most obnoxious piece of shit. Zach Bagans Haunted Museum? No! Never! Stupid. If suddenly you see me in Zach Bagans Museum, know that I just got rich, okay? Like, if you ever see me in Zach Bagans Museum, know I made money. Because I'm not going in there unless without that. Come, child. The people wish to see you. Yeah, she's very chill. She's very okay with everything that's happening. She, actually in particular, if you watched my new paranormal Q&A video, I talk about a little boy that lives in the house. I think he's pretty much my only attachment, and she plays with him all the time, and it's really cute. Would ghost spirits ever get annoyed if you ignore them? It can happen. It has happened to me, where there's something that desperately wants my attention, and they get annoyed that I'm not giving them attention, and they just get more intense. Which is not a good thing, because then I either get sick, or they start fucking around elsewhere, and then that's less good. There's a time that I'm thinking of, I don't know where I was, but I was out in public. I was out in public, and someone's ancestor was fucking bothering me. And I was like, I don't know, I'm not a medium. I can't just walk up to somebody and like deliver a message and be like, hello, yes, your late grandmother says hello. Because I don't know who the fuck it is. It's just some random old lady going, ah, you know, in my fucking ear. And I ended up like ignoring her because I'm not a medium. Like I can communicate, sure, but I'm not like fucking Teresa Caputo, okay? I can't just like look at someone and be like, ah, yes, hello, your great Grammy says, hi, pumpkin. Oh, yes, I know she used to call you pumpkin all the time. Like, I can't do that. I cannot. And she got so persistent that I started getting such a bad migraine that my vision was going blurry. So yes, they can get annoyed that you're not paying attention to them. But that was when I didn't really have all the tools that I have now. And that happens a lot less. Like, I can't actually remember. I think that was probably one of the last times that happened. So even ghosts can get bratty. You have no idea. You have no idea. Ghosts are bored. You wanna know what the fuck ghosts do all day? Fuck with humans. They are so bored all the time, and when you're not paying attention, they will fuck around. They will knock things over. They will make things happen in your life that then you gotta fucking catch up for. They're bored. They're bored. They're bored. They're bored. They don't want your soul. Most don't want your blood. I won't say all, because there are definitely a few that want your blood, but they don't want your fucking soul. Your soul doesn't fucking mean jack shit. But they do want entertainment. They want your entertainment. It's You think they have their own world or see what is around us? A bit of both. I think they see a bit of both. I think they've got their own dimension, and then they can occasionally just like peek in and be like, what's going on? They will relocate items. They do that all the fucking time. I'm like, I had this thing here, and then it's like 2 feet to the right, and I'm like, I didn't fucking move that. That's also, I will say, I work with someone who's rather chaotic, and so I know that my stuff will just get moved. That just kind of happens. Is there a safe way to open my view to see whatever is here with me? Yeah, Zoo kind of, well, let me explain. I am hesitant to explain how to open it up because I know what I see, and I know that not everybody can handle that, and that's not a diss at anybody, it's just a fucking lot. If you really, really want to open it up, something you can do is you take a candle. It doesn't have to be a specific fucking color. There's some people that like, use a white candle in this thing. Doesn't, stop. Witchcraft is witchcraft because there's no fucking rules. It's wonderful. Take a candle, you light the flame, stare at the flame. Then close your eyes and picture the flame. Picture it. The moment the flame starts to fade away, open your eyes again, stare at it. Repeat that over and over and over for like 3 years if you fucking have to. But that is a good thing to do. Like I've said before, once you see them, they see you. Then you have to start protecting yourself. You have to learn how to protect your energy, your name, your home. So before you do that, do all of that other stuff. And the reason is that if you don't, you'll find out very quickly why I'm telling you to. So that would be a good thing to do. Just understand that you see it, they see you, okay? It has happened where you can dull it again. Doesn't ever really go away, okay? That's exactly that. Once you open the door, you can't choose what you see. A lot of people try to open that part of themselves because they're like, you know, like I had someone pass away recently, I just really want to connect with them on a personal level. That's great, and that's really sweet intention. You're going to see very terrible, terrible things. Things that watch you sleep. You're going to see things in the night, you're going to see things in the day. You're going to look at something and be like, oh, there's a lady over there. No one else is going to see the lady over there. They're going to invade your dreams. There's so much more to this than people accept. They're like, oh, I just want to, like, in particular, there are tricksters. People call them mimics. If you're like, oh, I opened my ability so I could talk to my grandma Eden, you know, that trickster is going to pretend to be your grandma Eden and fuck with you royally because you can't tell the difference between a trickster and her. Because they imitate very fucking well. They have to slip up just a little bit, but they will. But it's hard. Yes, vetting is very important because that is how I figured out something bad was imitating someone I was trying to speak to, because they were answering my questions, but they were being a little weird. You know, when I was saying that, like, they got to slip up a little bit, that was a slip up. I have specific questions, I changed them up, and then I was asking them, and they were, like, kind of right, but they weren't as specific as they were before. Exposure therapy to pretty much anything can kill the fear of it. Yeah, to an extent, cause let me tell you something. I was, as I am, you know, and when I went to North Carolina, there are things in those woods that I have not seen, and I genuinely don't know how to explain it, except for the word creature that comes to mind, and there's so many of them, and I'd never seen something like that before, so that freaked me the fuck out. But because I'm still open to it, I was just kind of like, oh, that's new. That's fine. That's the right there. Yep, they're right there. Okay, that's, you know, that's fine. Everything's fine. They're just over there and they're staying there. So they're probably just like, I have to like talk myself out of being scared. Can I draw it? Actually, probably. Okay, so one of the things was like this fucking pointy-eared fucking hunchbacked motherfucker. And he was like super, super dark. Except for his fucking smile. And his eyes were white, but they were like shaky. Oh, I don't like that. That's why I don't do automatic writing. Kind of the stuff that I was seeing in the woods. So if this was the woods, right? So the Sharpie's gonna be the woods, okay? So if this was the woods, so like these guys, he had hands here. These are hands. And like they were on the trees. So like they were poking out through the shrubbery. And this guy was kind of hiding behind the tree. And I really only saw like his form. I guess the rest of this I mentally saw. It was like through weird clearings that their faces would show up. So it was kind of like that. So like they kept their distance, but they were very much just like, and it felt like they were moving, but they weren't. Like, it was like, so the thing with, like, the hands was kind of just, like that a lot, which was fucking tripping me out. And then the turtle-looking one, he was, like, just hunched and just, like, every time he would, like, drip, it was just, like, falling. Were there more? Oh, yeah, full. Like, those are just two that I distinctly remember because I was like, what the fuck is that? And then as I looked through everything else, like, it was more like the faces that I kept seeing, and they were, like distorting. Like, almost as if there was, like, glitches on their faces. And what's to do with no whistling at night? When you whistle at night, you attract skinwalkers, and wendigos, and Appalachian creatures. And we don't do that. That's bad. You can always try and find out. Aliens are really cool. You can't tell me they're not real, also. It's the same way, I think I tried to explain it to this way to you guys. Like, okay, this is a ghost. Okay? This is a ghost. This is a ghost. We all see the ghost. We all see the ghost. Okay? This is what I see versus what you see. Suddenly, you guys don't see a ghost, do you? But I do. The ghost is still very much there. Some people don't see it. Some people see that at the most. Some people might see this. But I see that. Well, that's kind of, so my story with being able to see things starts when I was a kid. and there was a lady at the edge of my bed, and I screamed because, of course, there's a lady at the edge of my bed. And I screamed. My mom came in and was like, "What's wrong?" And I said, "There's a lady in my bed." So we looked at every in the closet under the bed, and she was like, "There's nobody." She put holy water on my bed and said, "Listen, the next time you see her," and I was like, "Next time? What do you mean?" She's like, "Shh. Next time you see her, think about how you feel. Okay? Just think about it. Just try to feel what she feels like." And I was like, "Okay, Mom." And then cried. And then however long later she showed up again, and I was like, "Oh, she's not scary." Like, she just felt really protective. And that's how that started. So my mom and my family has always like pushed that and been okay with it. All right. Good night.